Yeah, I'm losing my
Today,
edge.
Pete, we are talking about the value of a dollar. And a dollar goes a long way at small exchange products. Efficiency of futures, letting you trade, giving you access to equity indices, baskets of stocks, or metals, and down the line, some other cool products as well for a fraction of what they actually cost. You know, you're getting a basket of Amazon and Apple and all these things that's valued at $5,000 worth of those stocks with the /sticks product, the small technology 60 there, and it's only costing you a few $100. But Pete, that's not actually what we're talking about today. Taking a different angle on the dollar. And first, I want to back up and do some contextualizing here. At first glance, SPRE, SFX, STIX, and SM75 are four smallest products. They look kind of random, right? Like it's like, okay, this one, the precious metals has been moving between $75 and $85. The US dollar product here, SFX, moving between 148 and 151, and then sticks and the small stock 75, our two equity products, are in the 50s, and they don't have any rhyme or reason to them. What the heck is going on? You guys created a lot of random crap here. But Pete, the prices and the volatilities attached to these four products actually were designed very intentionally. Because what you get here is you've got SPRE that as of yesterday was at 78.62, SFX yesterday 148.74, sticks 54.56, and SM75 52.64. And that looks random at first, but then we factored in the fact that metals has a decent volatility to it.
Right.
Currencies, not so volatile. Stocks can be very volatile, more close to the metals here, maybe slightly more volatile. And that gets you to an average daily move that's around $1. So that's the kind of value of a dollar that we're talking about here, is that all of these products on a daily basis are looking like they move around $1 or $100. And that's that intentional design there across the whole suite, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We talk about we talk about uniformity and simplicity, and it's not like, well, I'm guaranteed that the expected move is $100. That obviously changes depending on what's going on in the markets. But this idea of construction around consistent sizing. So not that it means I can do an SFX against sticks pair, but the idea that the amount of movement is in a point on a statistical average that fits within a certain comfort level. So absolutely. You know what? There was a lot of thought that went into building these products, not only from the ground up in terms of uniformity and simplicity, but making unique sets of exposure. So, you know, what we have up to the point of the innovation of smallest products was an interesting mix of products that were made over the last 80 years. By definition, they're all going to be made differently and they're going to all work differently. So, you know what? The clean slate is very empowering to bring the new set of products online.
Well, and empowering for the trader, right?
Well, empowering for us is we're very happy with the uptake and the interest we've seen in our products. But truly, the goal is to be empowering for the individual trader, to take ideas to execution, to get yourself diversification, to find opportunity across different asset classes for the first time in a simple way.
Yeah, and no matter what you're looking for, whether it's diversification or just something that moves, is relevant, and you want to speculate on, try to make money off of trading, doing that with traditional futures, breaking out of your NASDAQs and S&Ps and saying, oh, I want to add currencies or I want to add metals. You've got things that move just in different values, right? Like you've got equity markets that move a couple $1,000s a day, and then you go over to currencies and they move about $500 a day. And so it's like, okay, now I have to worry about ratios when I'm jumping back and forth. And I have to worry about some things being too big, some things being too small, right, and figuring all that stuff out. And also, not to mention the tick sizes that were not even, once again, the value of a dollar here, the value of a dollar across every product is just this 78.62 going to 63 or down to 61, same as this 74 here going to 75 or 73, and so on and so forth. And so, yeah, the dollar is is very close to our hearts here at the small exchange, because that's the easiest thing, that just the unit of one is so easy for everyone to get on board with, whether it's how things are ticking or what you're looking for in terms of movement on a daily basis. And now looking at some intraday charts here, opportunity around $1 is what I am looking for personally as a trader of small exchange products exclusively. And you look at this intraday chart for yesterday, and white here, SPRE, opened around 79, a little above 79, got all the way down to 78 here, and then bounced back to 78.50. I love how simple that is. When you're talking about short-term speculation, scalping trades, whatever you want to call it, the fact that what is signaling opportunity to me is just a market at the small exchange moving beyond $1 and then trading both sides of it, whatever I want to do. It's so simple. And you saw the same thing with the sticks here, where it opened around close to $55, got all the way below $54 yesterday, and then bounced all the way back to be about unchanged on the session. Once again, just looking for $1. Where's my interest across all these different asset classes? And everybody's looking at so many different single stocks and then futures as well. I know that I can go to my small exchange products on my watch list and just see, all right, have any of them moved, 80 cents, 90 cents, $1, or even further? That's opportunistic for me as an individual trader.
Yes, absolutely. And you know what? I think you make a great point here. And I love the fact you brought up precious metals and the dollar, because while you and I talk about them oftentimes, we go for where the opportunity is. And we're very comfortable leaving something alone, because we go through our exercise of opportunity. We don't find it directionally, whatever tools we want, an extreme or whatever we're trading, or the amount of movement, and we move on. The ability to be able to move on with some uniformity and look around that dollar, as you said, that relatively straightforward of, I know within a reasonable amount that dollar is an interesting value area in terms of trading either side of the market and keeping me engaged. It's, you know what, if the liquidity is there and I can enter and leave these trades at a relatively frictionless point. And right now, as you mentioned, and I want to hit on it again, because it's really cool, retail's never been given free anything. Yeah. I mean, you and I, self-directed, pro-tail, whatever you want to call us right now, we don't get anything for free. We don't get market data for free. We don't ever get exchange fees for free. So this is really a fantastic opportunity to be able to participate in a market that's to a great extent frictionless. What I mean by frictionless is the cost of being able to participate in the market is almost zero. So,
oh yeah, I'm glad you bring that up. That just makes me, even when I was a professional trader at the Board of Trade,
Pete, those numbers killed you.
I'm sitting across the street from the CME, and I'm sitting in the Chicago Board of Trade, and I'm trading their products, and I'm getting hit every month with market data fees, with all of these different transaction fees. That was killing from a professional side, money that was, not to say that making money as a retail trader is harder, but should have been kind of easier. I've got all this nice technology and everything in front of me here, and I'm still getting killed with these. You're right. Nothing has ever been free, no matter how close you are to these exchanges. We want you to be as close to us here at the small exchange virtually. I don't want any of your disgusting anything near me physically out there, but we're going to give you all this stuff.
All right, let's move on past that, Howard Hughes, really quickly.
I don't know. They say there's a pandemic going on, so don't show up at the small exchange. But last Thursday, you saw the same thing in metals, and then U.S. dollar playing this game as well. U.S. dollar ascended by a full buck, came back, got back to those highs, and then came back again. And this is when people talk about trading back and forth, volatility, short-term speculation. To me, this is all it is, man. Like, okay, what's moving? And when things are moving, that's when you get all of this opportunity here. Right. What you don't want, and I should have given you an example here, is a market that's just up a little bit and then it stays there. The next day, up a little bit and then it stays there. Or down a little bit and then it stays there.
Right. Wasn't that what NASDAQ was, the parabolic move higher? Really, wasn't that the S&Ps? I mean, they
S&Ps,
moved,
yeah.
But it was that same thing where NASDAQ would tear to a new high and come off a little bit and then rally to a new high. The S&P was the one that just, it moved higher and then it just sat.
Yeah.
Maybe it moved higher again, or it just closed there. So
and direction doesn't matter at all.
We've seen that type of market play through everything. Whether it be the currencies, whether it be metals, whether it be anything else we look at, and the interesting thing is that I started my career in currencies. So basically it was frustrating when you stood in the currency pit and you heard across the pit that interest rates were moving across the trading floor. You were the same thing. You traded interest rates. When the dollar was moving, that was frustrating for you because you were in that. What we have now is the ability to go from product to product.
Yeah.
You're not fighting your way out of a pit, or you going to your risk manager and saying, I'd like some permissioning in yen because that's a really interesting trade right now. Here you can do that indifferently, easily.
I love it because it literally is what's moving around a dollar.
Right.
That, to me, that's the question with all these small exchange products is, and it's been answered by metals and US dollar for the last several weeks. Today, it's small stock 75 and the small technology 60, the two equity products, as everything is moving around today. It doesn't matter. Like you said, you don't have to subscribe to an asset class here, Pete. Right. At the small exchange, we're trying to give you as many asset classes, as many different products as possible. And if you're looking to trade them short term, you're looking for this speculative opportunity. To me, it's just what's moving a dollar.
Right.